During the Christmas season, Bethlehem's Manger Square is normally packed with pilgrims and tourists. Thousands of people traditionally flock to the biblical town where Christians believe Jesus was born more than 2,000 years ago.
This Christmas it will again, it's not the same second Christmas.
Father Ibrahim Faltas says the situation in the holy town is extremely difficult.
Before Corona, you would be looking at long lines of pilgrims and tourists to enter the church, but as you can see, no one is here. The church is empty a week before Christmas.
In late November, Israel closed its airport to foreign visitors and imposed tough restrictions in order to fight the pandemic. Three Arches souvenir shop sales manager Balgees Quomsieh says things had been looking up until then.
This year we were expecting to have some tourists for Christmas. We prepared the shop, we prepared everything.
But that didn't last long.
We opened, I think it was in early November. We prepared the shop. We had maybe two groups, I would say first two groups after 1 year and 9 months. And then 1st of December they closed again.
In Bethlehem, Christmas isn't just a holiday, it's a livelihood. Businesses in the tourism sector have been looking forward to this year's celebrations, which the Palestinian Authority says will go ahead as planned. But for the second year in a row, tough travel restrictions are in place and Manger Square is empty of tourists, putting a damper on this year's holiday spirit.
We have the will that we are going to celebrate Christmas in a very optimistic way this year, different than last year.
Tony Hosh of Bethlehem owns a travel agency and an olive wood factory, manufacturing Christmas souvenirs and gifts, exporting most of his products and merchandise to Europe and the United States. He says for a second year in a row, his business is hit hard by the closure resulting from the pandemic.
I had to close my travel agency completely.
Shut down, كامل.
He also had to close his factory for 6 months at the outset of the pandemic, forcing him to lay off many of his employees and causing major losses for his business.
لنا 50 سنة في هاي المصلحة.
In the past 50 years, many events have passed us by from the Gulf Wars, the first and second Intifada. We have not experienced circumstances like the ones that we experienced during the Corona pandemic. The situation is very bad.
But despite all that, Hosh is still enthusiastic about the future. He says he has faith that things will turn around.
والله شوف إحنا إن شاء الله ما بنرفع العلم الأبيض.
God willing, we will raise the white flag and we will remain standing and persevering, working and standing with our workers. Things will go back to how they were before. I'm optimistic.
Bethlehem, the West Bank, Hamad Al Qasim, reporting for the Media Line.